All right, deep divers, strap yourselves in for this one because this is a big one. Trump just dropped a political bombshell. He's planning to replace the current FBI director, Christopher Wray. And it gets even crazier. He's not replacing him with just anybody, but with Kash Patel, a well-known Trump loyalist. And if you've been following along with us, deep divers, you know that this is a huge deal. But for those of you just tuning in, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more news like this. Replacing the FBI director. It's not a small thing, and the reactions are already coming in hot.
Yeah, it's important to understand that the FBI director's position, it's not just another political chess piece to be moved around. It's a 10-year term, and that's intentional. It's designed to outlast any single presidency. And to safeguard against political influence,
exactly. Which makes this move even more explosive. To make things even spicier, Patel has been very vocal about his intentions for the FBI. He's basically promised to go after anyone he sees as a Trump enemy, including, and this is where it gets crazy, FBI agents themselves, journalists, you name it, he's going after them. And this isn't just speculation, folks. He's said it outright. And I don't know about you, but that raises some serious red flags for me. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.
that's a really key point. Patel's statements about pursuing retribution, they definitely raise questions about his ability to lead the FBI impartially.
Right. It's like he's got an agenda, and it's not exactly justice for all. So let's unpack the fallout from this announcement. We've got lawmakers from both sides of the aisle already weighing in, and their reactions are, well, let's just say they're pretty much what you'd expect. On the Republican side, we've got folks like Senator Hagerty calling for sweeping changes at the FBI, and we've got Senator Cruz praising Patel as someone who can finally tackle that perceived partisanship they keep talking about.
And we can't forget about Speaker Johnson, who labeled Patel an America First patriot.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. And then there's Senator Tuberville, a staunch Trump ally, calling Patel the perfect pick. It's like a chorus of "Make the FBI Great Again," isn't it? But here's where it gets interesting. It's not a total Republican love fest for Patel. Even within the GOP, some folks are a bit hesitant about him.
Yeah. Representative Lawler from a swing district, for instance, he acknowledged Trump's right to choose his own FBI director, but also stressed that Americans aren't interested in a revenge tour.
Right, and that's a really smart move for someone in a district wearing all in on Trump. Might not be the best political strategy.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, are some Republicans seeing Patel as a potential liability? We'll have to see how that plays out. What do you think, Deep Divers? Hit the like button if you think this is shaping up to be a political showdown for the ages.
Now, on the other side of the aisle, the Democrats are, well, let's just say they're not popping champagne.
Representative Raskin, for example, didn't mince words. He called Patel a tool for Trump's revenge.
Yeah.
Pretty much sums up their feelings. And then there's Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, who's all about the FBI director being insulated from politics.
Yeah.
Because that whole 10-year term thing, which, by the way, makes Trump's move even more head-scratching, wouldn't you say?
It definitely raises questions about Trump's motivations here.
No kidding. And to add another layer of drama to all of this, Trump hasn't actually clarified what's happening to Wray. Is he getting fired, forced to resign? Will he finish his term? It's a big mystery right now.
Yeah, this whole race situation, it definitely adds to the drama, that's for sure. And speaking of drama, get ready for the Senate confirmation hearings, Deep Divers. Those are going to be a political circus. You won't want to miss them.
Oh, yeah, those hearings, they're going to be must-see TV. Think of it like a job interview, but with the fate of the FBI hanging in the balance. And given everything we've talked about, Patel's statements, his loyalty to Trump, the whole revenge thing, it's going to be a tough sell for Patel to convince the Senate that he can be impartial.
You know, the Senate's power of advice and consent, it gives them a really crucial role here. They have the authority to thoroughly vet Patel and ultimately to reject his nomination. If they deem him unfit for the job, it's not just a rubber stamp. They have real power in this situation.
Right, so it's not just a done deal. There's a real chance Patel could be blocked by the Senate. Okay, so let's play this out for a second. Let's say Patel gets grilled in those Senate hearings. Does he backpedal on his previous statements about going after Trump's enemies? Does he try to distance himself from Trump? What do you think he'll do to convince those senators that he's the right guy for the job? Don't forget to drop your predictions in the comments. We always love to hear your thoughts.
It'll be interesting to see how he navigates those questions, that's for sure.
Totally. And then there's the whole political climate to consider. If the Republicans hold the Senate, they'll have more leverage to push Patel through, even if he faces really strong opposition from the Democrats. But if the Democrats gain control, or even pick up a few key seats in the Senate, things could get really messy.
Yeah. a closely divided Senate, could definitely lead to a much more intense and unpredictable confirmation process.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't just about Patel's qualifications or his past statements. It's about the political chess game that's happening in Washington. It's a power struggle, plain and simple.
Yeah, it really highlights how deeply intertwined personal loyalties and political ambitions are, especially in Washington.
For sure. And, we've seen throughout history that these kinds of power struggles, they can have massive consequences, not just for the individuals involved, but for the entire country. Think about Watergate, for example. Nixon trying to use the FBI for his own political gain. It almost brought down the whole system.
That's a great example. It really underscores the importance of a strong and independent FBI that's accountable to the law and not to any one political party or any one individual.
Totally. Okay, so let's shift gears a bit here. In all this chaos, we can't forget about Christopher Wray, the current FBI director. He's been stuck right in the middle of this political hurricane. And here's the thing. Wray was appointed by Trump back in 2017. He's not some holdover from a previous administration.
That's an interesting point.
Right. It makes you wonder about Trump's loyalty. I mean, if he's willing to toss aside someone he himself appointed, what does that say about how he views the FBI? And to make things even wilder, Wray's been leading investigations into both Trump and Biden. Talk about walking a tightrope.
Yeah, it certainly put him in a difficult position, trying to navigate those political pressures while also trying to maintain the FBI's integrity.
Yeah, it really makes you think, doesn't it? Like, if the head of the FBI can be treated like this, what does that say about the state of our democracy? I mean, what's the point of having an independent law enforcement agency if it's just going to be used as a political weapon by whoever's in power? It's a pretty bleak picture, isn't it?
It definitely raises some serious questions about the balance of power and the rule of law in our country.
No kidding. And I think that's what makes this whole situation so important. It's not just about Trump or Patel or even the FBI. It's about the future of our democracy. It's about whether we're going to let our institutions be corrupted by partisan politics or if we're going to stand up and fight to protect them. So, deep divers, what do you think? Are we at a turning point here? Is this the moment where we decide what kind of country we want to be? Hit us up in the comments and let us know.
It's a question every American needs to grapple with.
Absolutely. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. What are the key takeaways here? Well, first, we've got a president who seems willing to use the FBI for his own political gain. Second, we've got a nominee who's openly talked about pursuing retribution against his perceived enemies. And third, we've got a political system that seems more divided and more dysfunctional than ever. It's a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
It's definitely a situation that demands vigilance from all of us.
Couldn't agree more. We can't afford to be complacent about this. We need to pay attention to what's happening. We need to hold our elected officials accountable. And we need to speak out against any attempts to undermine our democratic institutions. And hey, if you want to stay informed and engaged, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. We'll keep you updated on all the latest developments, and together we'll make sure that the truth prevails.
Staying informed and engaged is absolutely crucial.
Totally. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about politics. It's about our future. It's about the kind of country we want to leave for our children and grandchildren. And I don't know about you, but I want to leave them a country where the rule of law matters, where justice is blind, and where the FBI is a force for good, not a tool for political revenge. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah.
Deep divers, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged to